Microphone test 1 2. Just want to check my audio. Let me know in the comment section if you guys can hear me. Hopefully, I hope there is no disturbance here. Mic check, mic check. Microphone test. Mic check, mic check. Yeah, looks good. Yeah. So, good morning, one and all, and once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. I know I try my best to, do this live Q&A, but unfortunately, due to time constraint and all the other things that I'm doing, I don't have enough time that I was able to do at least weekly. So hence, I try at least now once in a month to come live and try to address some of the questions from the viewers that they have. So if any of you are watching this, I'm gonna be here for about 30 to 40 minutes, and if you have any more questions, please put down your questions, or if you have any feature request, please put down your request in the comment section and we can definitely talk and chat about it. So yeah, let's get started. So some updates for the channel. Again, so my channel is a place where you'll find literally everything: Kubernetes, Docker, Flask, AWS, Elasticsearch, Airflow, right? So you will find contents from every section. I'll continue learning and exploring more and more on cloud, as I said. My goal is to now explore more and more towards Redshift, that is data warehouse, right? APIs part, I have done pretty much everything now. Django, Flask, Fast API. I've done on the cloud as well, microservices, event-driven application. So moreover, I will learn the skills for the data engineers. That is, we'll also explore data warehouse. By the way, I think this July 12th, AWS is releasing Redshift serverless in US East 1. So it's going to be fun. We'll explore that as well. And yeah, if you have any more questions, please put down your questions and I'm more than happy to talk about it. So I'll be here. And if you have questions, please put down your questions and we'll try my best to answer these questions. So yeah, do expect some tutorials, on Airflow, again, AWS more, Docker, Kubernetes, we'll Kafka, right? We'll explore more on Kafka as well. So yeah, we'll keep exploring some new amazing contents always, We have Rajak says Django site को scale करने के लिए कौन सा tool सब use करते हैं? Well, Django को scale करने के लिए सभी लोग Docker का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, और अगर आप Kubernetes इस्तेमाल करते हो तो Kubernetes भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो. तो कंसेप्ट ये होता है कि हर आपका Django ऐप एक आपका कंटेनर में होगा, ठीक है? फिर आप उसके कंटेनर के मल्टीपल रेप्लिकास बना सकते हो, 1 2 3 4. और जब भी आप ऐप बनाते हो Django का, तो उसमें आप WSCI या कोई G-Unicorn वर्कर यूज़ करोगे उसके इंस्टेंस लोड करने के लिए. अगर आप क्लाउड पे हो तो देन एसेंशियली आप ECS पे आपका डॉकर इमेज बनाओगे, ECS पे डालोगे, और आपको ऑटो स्केलिंग की ज़रूरत नहीं है क्योंकि क्लाउड अपने आप ऑटो स्केलिंग करेगा. फिर आप डोमेन खरीद सकते हो आपके Django ऐप के लिए. आप वो डोमेन को बोलते हैं आप वो डोमेन को राउट 53 के वाया लिंक कर सकते हो आपके ECS को, और ऐसे आप अपना ऐप स्केल कर सकते हो. हैप्पी सेज हाउ टू स्टे concentrated while studying. Okay, that's a really good question, Happy. What I tend to do, again, this is what I do. So Happy, first of all, I have deleted Instagram, Facebook from my phone. I don't have Instagram and Facebook. Second of all, when I study, I put my phone on do not disturb so that nobody messages me, nobody calls me, and my attention does not get diverted to the phone. The third thing that I do is whenever I want to learn, I prepare an action item for the day. So, okay, here is what I want to learn. Okay, then I also divide that particular item into subsection, and then everything that I learn, I check mark. Another thing you can do, I usually do is while I'm learning, I like to listen to music, smooth music, no words in that, instrumental music, right? You could do that. Try to take breaks pretty often. Yesterday entire day I did not do any YouTube because I also had a feeling of getting burnt out, right? So I took a break and now I'm gonna be back and I'm gonna be consistent, right? So these are some of the tips. Happy, I hope this will help you. Yeah, if you have any further questions, I'll let me know. And another main thing I would say, associate your achievements with rewards. So say you learn some topics while you're studying, pat your back, go have a chocolate, or do something that treats you, right? Because what I'm saying is associate your victories with rewards, and that's a very good source of motivation as well. So these are some of the things that I do. I hope this helps you. The best thing that I enjoy every morning is a cup of nice Indian tea. I really enjoy a cup of Indian tea every morning. Happy says, I work as a DevOps engineer. How do you think we learn? well, DevOps are a guy. I think the best way to learn is through your work only, man. Because there are so many tools, right? As a DevOps engineer, you'll be like, where the hell do I start? Do I do Kubernetes? Do I do Docker? Do I do GitLab? Do I do CI/CD? So the best thing I would do, what has helped me is when I do some projects, I always take the snippets, copy paste the snippets in my GitHub section. So if you go to my GitHub, I have 201 more snippets. As an engineer, it's very important for us to know how to copy paste things pretty fast, right? How to go on Stack Overflow and figure out things pretty fast. I think that's one of the key skills that anyone requires. And regarding tools, I know it is an overwhelming, it is just endless. I mean, there are new tools every single day, and I know it is hard to keep up. But what I would say is, whatever you learn on the work, I think you could put the snippets and go from there. If you want to learn some extra topic, I think the only days are left is weekends, right? If you're working 9 to 5, either you work after 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, or on weekends, right? That's the only day you have left, right? So I know it is hard, but at least to have an overall idea, just to grab the high level topics is good to know. And if needed, you can always go inside and read about it, right? It's not that you cannot learn, right? So this is exactly what I also do. I know about every single thing. Like I might not know in the depth, but I know what it does, right? In general. So yeah. All right, please put your questions. I'm really enjoying answering your guys' questions. Let me try to see if I can. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna do this way. So yeah, hopefully that helps everybody. And I gotta turn my camera to this way. Okay. We have two more questions, a lot of questions actually. So the first question would be answered by Roshan Rajat. Kubernetes में अगर दो नोड है तो वो खुद मल्टीपल कंटेनर रन कर देता है क्या दो नोड में? मैंने एक टास्क ऑटोमेशन किया, पर्सनल प्रोजेक्ट बनाया. नहीं, कुबरनेटिस में क्या होता है कि देखो, आप अपना पहले तो डॉकर देखो, इरिस्पेक्टिव आप कुछ भी बनाओ, आपको जैंगो स्केल करना है, आपको डॉकर बनाना है, ठीक है. अभी आप डॉकर से भी स्केल कर सकते हो, बट पंगा ये है डॉकर में, जो डॉकर में आप एक चीज़ है बोलते हैं, उसको स्वाम बोलते हैं, डॉकर स्वाम. तो उसमें आप मल्टीपल नोड डाल सकते हो, बट पता है पंगा क्या है? पंगा ये है डॉकर स्वाम में कि ऑटो स्केलिंग नहीं है. जैसे कि अगर नंबर ऑफ सीपीयू रिक्वेस्ट, अगर सीपीयू यूटिलाइजेशन हाई है तो आपको मैन्युअली अंदर एसएसएच करके जाके फिर आपके इंस्टेंस बढ़ाने होंगे, राइट. बट कुबरनेटिस में क्या है पता है क्या? ऑटोमेटिक स्केलिंग होता है. जैसे कि लोड आया, राइट, तो अपने आप कंटेनर बढ़ा सकते हो. मतलब वहाँ पे हम कंसेप्ट बोलते हैं पॉड, तो आप पॉड बढ़ा सकते हो और पॉड कम कर सकते हो. तो ये दिस इज़ द फंडा इन कुबरनेटिस. सो आई होप दैट हेल्प्स. एंड और मेरे पास फ्लास्क के भी कुछ टेम्पलेट्स है कुबरनेटिस के. सो आप चाहिए तो आप मेरे गिटहब पे जाके देख लीजिए, शायद आपको थोड़ा हेल्प हो जाए. फिर वी हैव NKL, that's a weird name, but yeah, let's read the comment. I love your videos. Do you have any plans to create courses? No, man, I don't have any plan for courses. Courses are like, it's too much of work. I would rather create any tutorials. So if you have any requests for a specific tutorial, then let me know. Roshan Rajak says, तू मुझे बस साइट पे डेटा तो मुझे बस साइट पे डेटा देखना है बट मुझे सैलरी के 10 कंटेनर रन। भाई सैलरी के ज़माने गए, सैलरी अभी ओल्ड स्कूल हो गया, सैलरी मत यूज़ करो, अब क्लाउड का इस्तेमाल करो, ट्राई टू यूज़ SQS एंड लामडा। तो आपको ये सब करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है क्योंकि सैलरी में बहुत पंगे हैं, वो टास्क क्यू कभी फेल होता है ये वो। तो मेरा रिकमेंडेशन होगा कि सैलरीज मत इस्तेमाल करो अगर हो सके तो। और फिर क्या लिखा है, 2 कंटेनर रन करने हैं, वो कुबरनेटिस कैसा 2 नोड में हैंडल करेगा मुझे। या मेरा तो स्ट्रॉन्ग एडवाइस होगा कि पहले तो सैलरी वैलरी रख दो और उससे सिवाय आप SQS और लामडास पे जाओ, सर्वरलेस का ज़माना है ये, तो आई वुड से गो फॉर दैट। Happy says, any good DevOps blogs or YouTube channel that you follow to stay updated? Yeah, Happy, to be honest, no, man. I just like Google stuff, whatever I want to learn. If I want to learn, let's say, yesterday I was learning something about machine learning. I just Google and go to some blogs, man, and quickly just see who has a Jupyter notebook or Kaggle, right? So just casually like Googling, man. Happy says, tutorials for Jenkins or any CI tools will be helpful. I'll try my best, but again, my channel is not more for Jenkins, Happy. So I'm afraid that would be a little hard for me. I don't want to go into that domain only because that's a complete different domain for Jenkins, CI. My domain is more on serverless, cloud, AWS. So I want to stick to that particular domain. Hari Krishna is here. Hey, man. Says, hello, sir. Hope you are doing fine. This is just a thank you message for a lot of related tutorials you made a few years back. IoT is one of my subjects in my college and your videos has helped me a lot. That's great to hear, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think you must be using, I guess, AWS IoT Core. If not, then Greengrass. Those are the stuff people use for IoT projects on AWS. Yeah, I'll tell everyone, man, like if you are gonna learn stuff, try to learn on cloud, man. Like, because I feel like everyone who learns stuff, then they have problems of scaling, managing the infrastructure. Yeah, cloud seek lo, yeah, like just learn about cloud. Like, because easily you can add as many containers, you can horizontally scale. Lambda, you don't have to worry about scaling, it can scale automatically. You could also deploy Lambda on an edge, and then you can dump CloudFront on that, so you could easily scale. You could deploy Lambda on your multiple region. There's a lot you could do, man. I'm just saying, like, so learn cloud, man. Cloud is the future, man. Cloud is the future. How to analyze this big data, how to create BI dashboards, how to create data pipelines, right? All these stuff. Knowing the concept is important, but future is cloud. Trust me. If you don't have the core skills of cloud, it's gonna be a problem for sure. Trust me. यार every morning चाय पी के मज़ा आ जाता है यार, गरम गरम चाय। रोशन रजक से कॉस्ट किसने ज़्यादा पड़ता है, क्लाउड में या सर्वर में? भाई क्लाउड में तुम खाली आप पे करते हो जो आप यूज़ करते हो, राइट। सर्वर में अगर वो नहीं चल रहा है फिर भी आप कॉस्ट दोगे, राइट। फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आपका API है, ठीक है, अभी 2 दिन तक कोई रिक्वेस्ट नहीं आया, बट आपने फिर भी 2 दिन के पैसे भरे, बरोबर। बट सर्वरलेस में क्या होता है, जब भी रिक्वेस्ट आएगा तभी आप पैसे दोगे। आपको समझ रहा मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ। और वो सर्वर में क्या है, आपको मैनेज करना होगा, राइट। आप जाओगे SSH करोगे, ये सब बकचोदी, फिर ये सब ऑटो स्केलिंग करना है, ये वो। भाई सर्वरलेस में कुछ करना ही नहीं है, खाली कोड लिखो, अपने आप वो सब मैनेज करेगा। तो आई थिंक सर्वरलेस ज़्यादा बेटर है यार, रोशन। और कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो लाइक प्लीज पुट योर क्वेश्चन इन द चैट बॉक्स और कमेंट सेक्शन एंड मैं कोशिश करूँगा आंसर कर पाऊँ आई गेस. NKLM asks, how do you manage your work life boundary, your work, and then learn all these new technologies and also create YouTube content? How do you manage your time? Oh, to be honest, it is hard. There is a lot of sacrifice that needs to be made to do that, right? Uh, for example, sacrifice in when I say that when I use the word sacrifice, right? Every individual here only has 24 hours in a day, out of which I take usually 8 to 9 hours of sleep, right? So 50% of time is gone. Rest 50 almost 50% goes from 9 to 5. Now the remaining time that you have, right, it is hard, right? Because you like I'm abroad, right? So I have to cook my own food, I have to wash my utensil, I have to throw the garbage, I have to go for groceries, I have to do everything by myself, right? So that all also takes a huge time, right? Now, considering the amount of time I have left, right, I really need to be focused in that time span, right? So what I try to do is, as I said, right, I am not on Instagram, I have my account, but I'm not active on any social media except LinkedIn and YouTube. I'm very active on both of them. um, I try to make goals. Like for example, yesterday I did not do anything because I felt burnt out, right? Like pura din pad. I was like, yeah, shit. So what I did, I cut off everything for a day. I went for a bike ride, cycle लिया. I went for a bike ride, ठीक है. So enjoy किया full day. अब थोड़ा refresh हो गया, and then I'll again come back because you know हार्ड हो जाता है यार काफ़ी, क्योंकि मंडे टू फ्राइडे आप काम करते हो, फिर सैटरडे संडे भी कुछ नया सीखना, ब्रेन अपना पूरा दिन सोचता ही रहता है, तो टाइम नहीं मिलता, राइट? सो इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर आवर ब्रेन टू रिलैक्स एज वेल, राइट? और कंसिडरिंग द अमाउंट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजीज एंड फ्रेमवर्क्स आर अवेलेबल, दैट्स endless. You can't learn everything. That is just impossible. But what you can do is you can specialize in a domain, right? Like for example, my domain is serverless. Like मेरा जो specialty है मुझे serverless and AWS है, right? So I always try to learn on that. Like I wouldn't go to like front end, right? मैं React नहीं सीखूंगा. मुझे पता है मेरा waste है. मैं कितना भी टाइम लगा लो मुझे नहीं आने वाला है. मतलब आएगा बट इतना वर्थ नहीं है. तो मैं मेरे डोमेन में ही सीखता रहता हूँ. अगर AWS है तो मैं AWS में ही सीखूंगा. Elasticsearch है तो Elasticsearch में ही सीखूंगा, राइट? बाकी सबका हाई लेवल, लाइक आई हैव अ हाई लेवल आइडिया ऑफ ऑल द अदर सब्जेक्ट्स एंड टॉपिक, but I wouldn't go too deep in that. For example, CI, right? I know how to build a CI/CD, but I'm not gonna go in depth, right? Because I wanna go depth in my field, that is data, right? Big data, AWS, data pipeline, serverless, right? So I hope these suggestions might help you. रोशन सेस, मैंने आपके ट्यूटोरियल से सैलरी सीखा था, अब क्लाउड सीखेंगे. अरे बिंदास यार, सीखो सीखने के तो अगर क्लाउड सीख रहे हो ना तो सर्वरलेस का एक ट्यूटोरियल है मेरे प्लेलिस्ट में, ट्राई फ्रॉम दैट सर्वरलेस फ्रेमवर्क. डोंट यूज UI जब क्लाउड पे करोगे. जब बड़ी कंपनी में जाओगे तो वो आपको इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कोड लिखने बोलेंगे, राइट? सो मेक श्योर यू लर्न टेराफॉर्म और सर्वरलेस. आई वुड से लर्न सर्वरलेस. मेरे काफ़ी ट्यूटोरियल्स है तो वो फ्रेमवर्क से सीखना. ऋषिकेश कदम से, कैन यू प्लीज कम अप विद अ डॉकर कुबरनेटिस एनिसिबल Terraform projects which include Jenkins and also contains all about services in one project. I'm not familiar with Ansible, but I am familiar with Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform. I can try to, and again also Jenkins, but I can try to make a tutorial with all the 3 topics in one video. I'll try my best. Rishikesh Kadam says, is Golang a good coming day and can we have a good tutorials from you? यार देखो ऋषिकेश, पता है पंगा क्या है? आज Golang है, कल कोई और आएगा, कल रस्ट आएगा, कल पर्ल आएगा, जो भी है XYZ, आई डोंट नो यार. लैंग्वेजेस ना बहुत सारी है, राइट? मेरा फंडा क्या है पता है? एक लैंग्वेज लो बट डेप्थ में घुसो अंदर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप मुझे, if anybody, let me translate into English as well because people might be watching. So what I'm trying to say is, okay, in spite of doing like n number of programming languages and then forgetting the syntax, oh, what was in Python? Was it length or, doesn't make sense, right? What I prefer to do is, in my company also, everyone knows about this, right? Like, if anyone like if anyone has problem with Python, they know it's only one person in the company. Like, oh, Sawmill knows a very good about Python, because I always went into the depth of Python. Right, web services are like, if you take microservices, I have done with almost all framework. Django, Flask, Fast API. I have if you do the front end, Flask, Django, उसमें भी I have done that. I have created backend services with Python as well. I have written a lot of Python packages as well. I have went into complete depth in Python. I have almost experimented with all the most of the popular libraries, machine learning libraries, data science library, data crunching libraries. सारी चीज़ें मैंने कर लिया हाथ साफ, right? अभी होता ही है, if I can really do like Golang, Flutter, ये वो blah blah blah, फिर वो मैं भूल जाऊंगा, right? फिर वो पता, अरे what was the syntax in JavaScript, ऐसा था इसमें ऐसा, you know. So what I feel is like, I would ask a question, right? Yeah, industry में Golang है, but yeah, can't I do the same thing with Python, right? Like, there's nothing that you cannot build with Python these days, right? API, front end, back end, data crunching, machine learning, every single thing you can build with Python, right? Of course, it's good to know. I'm not saying that if you have free time, yeah, definitely learn about it. But rather, I would say in that free time, I would prefer learning more on cloud, because people are moving to cloud, right? That's the future. Redshift serverless, right? Data warehouse, big data, Glue, ETL, right? S3, Athena, QuickSight. This is what we need to learn more, right? Languages are easy. We can easily pick up syntax from here or there, right? It's not difficult. Because in Python, you can build, by the way, gRPC APIs as well, which are very, very fast, which is built on HTTP 2.0, right? So there is nothing you cannot do with Python, Rishikesh. So I would say I can make, there's definitely no doubt about it, but I would rather, amount of time that we have is limited, right? So we would rather focus that time on a quality topics, right? Rishikesh Kadam says, I'm a cloud slash DevOps engineer. Is it necessary to learn a language because I'm good in bash scripting and want to grind in more? To be honest, I don't think you need to learn a language. I mean, it is good to know a language, because when you are asked to debug a project, right? Like, for example, let's say somebody had an issue in the API and they couldn't figure out. At that time, if you know that particular language, it will help you to debug that particular stuff, right? Other than that, be the king and queens in your own journey, right? For example, as I said, right, if you're good in bash and if you want to grind in that bash more and more, then I think you should learn more of that, right? So yeah, I think there is absolutely no doubt about that, right? So but I would still say, right, having a high level overview is good, right? Understand the concepts, and then learn more and more in your own domain that you're trying to specialize, right? Because at the end, when you grow as a person and when your experience grows 4 years, 5 years, you will be going niche in the domain, because then you'll be like, oh, I know a lot about this particular, like anybody, like for example, I'm not saying like that, but I have a really, really, really good experience and a hands-on experience on Elasticsearch. Industry level, hands-on experience, working with terabytes worth of data, right? So I learn more and more in that domain, right? So if anybody asks me, okay, how many data nodes, I know everything about it, right? It's like saying that. We have Tamil to love Oile. I'm not sure I was able to say the name right, but hello, sir. Was learning data structure. Thanks to the hype, but found out I like data engineering and exploring it. I hear about using Bash as a data engineer. In what cases have you had to use a Bash? I do not use Bash at all in data engineering. I always, always, always use Python. Pandas, NumPy, Dask. These are the used for data manipulation, right? These are the libraries I use. Once the data is on the cloud, then I use PySpark, Spark, right? Glue, right? So in data engineering, you don't need much of a bash. You need a more of a programming knowledge. Yeah. So I hope that helps. Not sure. Your comment has been retracted. One of your yeah, your comment has been retracted. Not sure why. But if you have any questions, just post it. I was trying to see an option if there's an option to redo, but I don't see that. Can you release your PowerPoint notes that you go through each videos? I love them. Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I have a lot of PowerPoints. I guess at this point I have about how many? 25, 30 PowerPoints on different topics. What I'll do is I'll release them moving forward on Google Drive, and anybody who wants to download can go from there. Yeah, that works, man. Absolutely. What I do is, जब मैं कोई कुछ सीखता हूँ नया, right? I open up PowerPoint and I quickly copy paste the snipping tool, or points, or when I revisit the topic, it helps me to what you say, get the concept pretty fast. I was like, oh, हाँ ये था हाँ, so that helps usually a lot, just to go over the slides. Ah. All right, any more questions? By the way, बहुत सारी अच्छी अच्छी movies भी आई है, like in which one was I watching? There are a lot of good web series. Oh, this one, Bose Dead or Alive, amazing, very nice web series on nice web series done. So if you guys have time, like watch that, Bose Dead or Alive, very nice web series. It's based on a true story, by the way. Yeah. We have Rushikesh Kadam says, if you want to monitor multiple Elasticsearch and Kibana cluster, how do you do it? Well, you use some tools like Datadog. So usually all the big companies use some sort of like dashboard, right? So you can use Datadog to monitor all multiple clusters in one central location, right? You could create dashboards. So that is one way. Second way is you go individually, you have your monitors and then you just see the graph, like JVM and CPU and stuff like that. But ideally the answer would be Datadog. Or unless you're developing your own aggregator, for example, through Kafka, Logstash and Elk. Hello world says, hi Somil, after a long time. Yes man, after a long time, I know. I try my best to come online, but unfortunately, there's only this much time I have in a day. No more questions. Just wanted to thank you for your videos. I have learned so much from you, and looking forward every time you make a new video. Absolutely, my friend. Take care, stay safe, and yeah, we'll keep learning new stuff as always. We'll try to do some tutorials on SageMaker as well, some machine learning as well. We'll definitely do some tutorials. So yeah. No problem, Rishikesh. Anytime, man. If you have any questions, just ping, okay? So what's the time? How much time we were live? I have no idea. I'm assuming. Yeah, we'll stay for like 5-10 minutes more, and if anybody has any questions, we'll address them and then we can go. I'm trying to do a data modeling project right now. What will you tell me to consider? Thanks. Data modeling. Could you describe more about that? What exactly do you mean by like I need to know a little bit context of what project is or what you're trying to build, and maybe then I can talk or chat about that. Well, if you're just asking in general for data modeling, I would say use some tools like Lucid Chart or Draw.io. create a nice data model with data types, yeah, that just, yeah, if you want to discuss about a project, what you are building, put that in the comment and we can chat about it if needed. Hello World says, when you build a complete new architecture, do you discuss your architecture advantages, disadvantages with someone who is senior, or just implement it based on your knowledge? That's a very good question, man. So when I design architecture in my company, right? So ideally, the way this works is we first of all we do requirements, right? So we essentially write all the requirements. Okay, what are all the things we need on a whiteboard, on a sticky note, and then essentially we say, okay, what is the uh, I think that would be a very nice video I can talk about, right? Like how do we decide what to use, what not to use, right? But I can give you an overview. We write down all the requirements. We talk about all, okay, how what is the throughput you are expecting? So how many requests? For example, one of the projects I made was to do some topic modeling project we did in the company. That the requirements were, we had to iterate over some, I don't know, like 30-40 million data points from SQL, and then we had to call some API and then update a record in SQL. So to build this architecture, we came up, we asked all the requirements. We asked, hey, what is the RPS of your API, request per second? How many it can handle? What is the status code of your API? If it errors out, what am I gonna get? So we did all the JMeter testing on that API. Then we said, okay, how fast do you want this system to work? How fast the data should, how fast it should, the job should be completed, right? We asked all these questions. Then we said, okay, how many inserts can a SQL server handle in a given second? So we did some testing. We came up with some numbers. Then we said, okay, how many jobs do we have? Okay, so we have 50 million. Okay, a SQL server, then a SQL server, let's say SQL server, hypothetically I'm saying, right now we can say, I think it was 30,000 records when we tried, but let's say we use the number 10 for the example. So we divide the total number of records by the amount that the SQL can handle. Then you know what is that, right? Then you multiply. Then what we did is how many lambdas can I execute in parallel, right? So then I took that number divided by let's say 2 lambdas, so you get that. Then you multiply that number with the time it takes for the lambda, so you get the average time. Then so you do all these estimation, right? So then you say, okay, is this time okay for you? Okay, the job is gonna take like 2 days. Is it okay for you? Okay, then they'll say, no, we want it a little bit faster. Then we can say, okay, we're gonna increase these lambda parallel execution, but the SQL can't handle it, right? So then so all these things we discuss, right, while building a project. Then we say, okay, how do we handle like edge cases and errors, right? When an API errors out, what should we do? Okay, put the message in the DL queue. Okay, then once it's in the DL queue, we can always do a DL queue redrive to the source queue. So we discuss all these things, right? We discuss all this. We come up with a block diagram, and then again, everyone, all the members are there in this meeting, right? Senior, junior, mid-level. We discuss, we talk about edge cases. Well, what if this happens? What if that happens, right? So all this stuff we discuss, and then that's how we approach an architecture. I think this was a question from who? I forgot. Oh yeah, hello. Oh yeah, from Hello World, right? So I hope this helps, right? Rushikesh Kadam says, can we have a Discord group where we all developers can connect one place and solve each other's question? I think I have a Slack. If you want, I'll send the Slack URL. Yeah, I have a Slack. So Animexio says, I want to learn more of Python, and it's a module and uses and its uses, etc. But my friends and senior tell me not to learn Python. What should I do? Well, tell them to just screw off. First of all, well, who said, like, why are they saying no to you for Python, right? I don't see a reason why you should not learn about Python, right? It is one of the most widely adopted language in the industry for machine learning, data science, AWS, Lambda, everything. You are writing stuff in Python, right? So I don't see a reason why your friends and seniors are telling you not to learn Python. So I would recommend just go and learn, right? Nikhil Kumar says, to be a data engineer, Scala is necessary to learn. To be honest, I would say no. Like, I'm a data engineer, but I don't know Scala, right? Why do I need to learn Scala? Depends upon the stack and the company, right? In my company, I do most of the work with Glue and Spark, right? I don't really need a Scala, right? If your company uses that stack, well, you need to learn then, right? So I would say that that answer depends upon company to company. We have questions from Tamil says, I have experience using Python. I have built APIs with backend doing machine learning and data science, but transitioning to data engineering. What advice will you give to fast track the progress? Thank you, sir. That's a nice question. Couple of things. So you have experience using Python and build API backend doing machine. Yeah, you are more. So that's the most problem with people from data science when they transition to data engineers. The problem with that is like data science people have a good experience with this all these models, scikit-learn, this that, but when it comes to data engineering, it's different, right? There you need the skills of big data, right? In machine learning you don't really need big data, you need more concepts of model, topic modeling, classification, regression, this that. Well, in data engineering you make data pipelines, you clean data, you extract, transform, load data, right? So again, if you're trying to learn on cloud, my suggestion advice, first, number one, master S3 in and out. AWS S3, no, in and out, you should know every single thing about that. Second, AWS Lambda as for data engineers. Third, SQS DLQ SNS. Then Athena, QuickSight, Glue. Then you want to know about Glue workflow. Then what's the other thing, that notebook thing I forgot? God damn it, I forgot the name. Yeah, so these are the stack that you need to know, right? Then again, if your company is using some other stack for, you know, you want to know about building real-time streams, right? That's one of the main job of data engineers, building like real-time pipelines, right? So Kinesis TerraStream, Kinesis Firehose, Kinesis Analytics, Kafka. What else for streams? SQS, definitely 99.999%. So yeah, these are the stuff that you need to know. Of course, pandas and all that is required as well. But yeah, these are the topics. Yeah, I'll provide Rushikesh the Slack URL on my post on YouTube post shortly. Okay. Roshan says lambda function me each lambda function में each request पे IP change होता है क्या? हाँ भाई, yeah, I know. I had this question coming in my company as well. I know, because we were developing scrapers. I know why you are asking this question. I know. Yes, you cannot do anything on that term. Every time you make a request lambda, the IP address is gonna change. Now the answer is, how do you avoid that? Well, you could run a lambda on a, nah, it's still not gonna work. You have to go, you have to make sure when you're doing a WebDriver instance, you have to pass your WebDriver instance through a proxy server. Yeah, I know that I developed a scraper in my company that currently scrapes more than, I guess, a lot of job boards, and it's completely on AWS. So I know why you are asking this question about IP. All right. Rishikesh Kadam says, Roshan, you can use a NAT gateway and add VPC to the Lambda. Yes, you're right. Same thing. Yep, that's correct. Either you pass through a proxy or you add a VPC. You're right. Absolutely right, Rishikesh Kadam. Rishikesh Kadam says map elastic IP to NAT. Yep. That's more on the sysop sites, right? We have a question. If you were to hire an entry level data engineer, what are the factors you will consider? Thanks for your earlier reply, was very good. If I am looking for, well, I would first look for attitude, whether a person is willing to learn or not, right? Attitude means everything to me, right? Like you should have a right attitude to learn, because junior engineers, see, the thing with entry level engineers is they won't have experience, but what you want to see is the right learning attitude and an ability to grow, right? If you provide them right mentorship to juniors, they'll learn fast and they'll grow, right? So I would say attitude is something I look into, and how they handle stress and stressful situation. In AWS, where can you submit a Spark job? Well, you can submit a Spark job in something called Glue. Glue is a ETL tool, and you can write Spark jobs over there. Ashutosh is here and says, "Hey, hope you're doing well. Office hours like professor." Yeah, man, I try, man. I don't get that much time, but at least once in a month I can do that, right? I love my Indian tea every morning. Yeah. So how's everything, Ashutosh? All good? I'm back home. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. It's always good to see you, man. All right. Any more questions that we can answer today? We'll do for five or 10 more minutes, and we shall wrap up today's session then. It was really fun here. I've answered so many questions. Just take a look at all these questions, right? It's fun to answer all these questions, right? Yeah. Please ask your questions, and if possible, I'm there here for 5 to 10 more minutes. So if you have questions, uh, put them in the comment section below. Akshay Jain is here. How to start learning AWS for backend developers? All right, for backend developers, you need to know two important things: API gateway, Lambda. Lambda in and out, API gateway in and out. You need to learn about authentication, security, rate limiting, everything in on the API gateway, right? Then Lambda, you need to know about all the details, cold start, hot start, all that stuff, right? For example, how many, if you have a lot of Python libraries, how you can use it, right? For example, layers, then you can use Docker containers, Lambda in Docker containers, right? So I would say API gateway and Lambda is one of the best stack. Then again, for a backend engineer, you are looking at a very popular database, that is DynamoDB, which is widely used with that stack. Then you need to know about Route 53. Again, auto scaling, right? You need an ability to scale your infrastructure. So I would say you need to know about auto scaling. You need to know about data lakes as well, a little bit, right, to store your metadata into S3. So yeah, these are then again Swagger UI, anything that comes with a backend developer, right? Developing schemas, right, for your applications. So you're gonna do all that stuff, right? Prabhat Kumar Sahu says, great videos on Logstash. I found your channel yesterday only. I really appreciate making such videos and all with detailed explanation. Thanks a lot, man. I still have a lot to do on the Logstash tutorial. But do expect some more tutorials coming in. I'm currently preparing a wonderful talk or session on semantic search with Elasticsearch, where I'm going to be demonstrating Indeed job search. They can't do semantic, and with the video that I'm going to publish, I'm going to show all that stuff. So yeah, expect some nice tutorials there as well. But I'll create more and more on Logstash. Again, we haven't covered grok patterns yet. I just have made 3 tutorials. I am gonna go depth in Logstash as well, but I need some time, and of course, with time I'll have more and more tutorials that will be added to that playlist for sure. But thank you so much, Prabhat, for your positive feedback. And as I said, right, guys, I really don't do it for views and likes. I don't care if people like or view. I don't give a damn. Like my YouTube channel only has what 24,000 subscribers, but I have more than 1,200 videos, right? So I'm more about sharing contents, right, with people. So I don't give a crap about how many views or how many. Yeah, if I get, fine. If I don't get, fine. It's not the end of the world, right? So Akshay Jain, is there any proper way to get us a job other than doing MS or company internal shift? Company internal shift. What exactly do you mean? If you would elaborate, is there any proper way to get a job other than doing a master's or a company's internal shift? Or you mean position hiring? Well, I'm not sure I understand by that. Well, you could apply on LinkedIn, right? Like, if you are looking for switching jobs, USA jobs, right? Well, you have to go through. I think most of the US jobs are contract-based positions, so you will get a job as a you might get a job as a let me rephrase. You might get a job, excuse me, as a contractor, or as I say, as a consultant, right? Not a full-time opportunity for sure. Secondly, you'll be asked to work on maybe night time during the US time, which is like midnight in India. It's like a death time, right? Nobody wants to work in the night because you will screw up your sleep cycle, and your health as well. So definitely, I wouldn't want to do that for sure. Thirdly, yeah, you could go for you can apply from LinkedIn and other places where they say consultant position, or you can go for Upwork or all these other websites. So yeah, that's my suggestion. Because even in US, right, if they were looking for a consultant, first they would try to hire US based position, right? Because they want to give a opportunity to US citizen, right? Then if they don't find the talent, that's when they would go out for other people, right? In US itself, you have a massive pool of candidates, right? A lot of good candidates from United States, right? So I hope that explanation helps Akshay Jain. Ashutosh Shukla says, hey, just one question. Do you have a fixed timing for job, or you have a flexible work from home? Well, I work from 9 to 5, as every single one, right? But I work from home, right? I have to go to the office some days. My office is like literally 10 minutes away from my house. So, but it is work from home. But yeah, there is a time which is again 9 to 5, right? As more 90% of people work. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna take one more question and I would be ending the session today, okay? So last question for the day. To set up AWS Cloud Resource, which is the best, Boto3 or CloudFormation? Well, not sure I understand by the question. Well, CloudFormation is a stack through which you can spin up multiple services, right? Boto3 is a client library which helps you to interact with individual components on the cloud, right? So they are completely two different things. I know this is more like a DevOps, but I am thinking Boto3 since is better since a person can use conditional. When you want to build like architectures, I'm pretty sure Boto3 is not the best way to do that, and you'll soon find that out the harder way because you have to write a lot of code. Instead, CloudFormation will make spinning up those stacks very easy, right? So I would even say go with serverless framework first, and then go with CloudFormation and all these stuff. So first step should be serverless framework. That is the trend in the industry. So serverless framework. If you get time, then go for all these other things. Last question for the day. Ashutosh says, I thought as a tech lead, you have more flexibility and perks. Trust me, man, no way I have. As a tech lead, I have to manage 8 engineers, right? I have to oversee their work. Whenever when they're stuck, I have to help them. I have to jump in and code as well at times when there is issues in production. I have to help them. I have to design and develop architectures for each individual, because each individual is working on a project. Each project I have to manage. Okay, you're doing on this. Okay, no, we gotta do this. Oh, okay, you gotta do this. So gotta do that. I gotta do documentation. I gotta have meeting. I'm most of the time in meetings. All day I'm in meetings and call. Design meeting, review meeting, this meeting, stand-up meeting, blah, blah, blah. All time meetings. Other than that, I have to write documentation, slides, and look after the entire development. So it's not like, tech lead, just chill. No, no. It's not like that. I wish it was like that, but it is not like that. Last question for the day, and we'll wrap up. We'll take a question from Nikhil Kumar. After learning all about theory of data engineering, how to do projects, Where can we find end-to-end EC projects? Well, you're not gonna find end-to-end EC projects. I would say take a problem. Okay, for example, okay, how do I query my data from S3? That's a project, right? Learn about Athena and glue crawlers, right? So that's one thing. Then understand about schema changes. Okay, whenever you have a schema changes, how would glue crawler work? So I would say take a topic and then start going from there. Okay, that's my suggestion, Nikhil Kumar, to you. So consider any one topic, lambda, this, that, whatever, XYZ, and from there go from there, right? So because then you'll say, okay, what if the schema changes? Okay, what if this happens? What if that happens, right? And then you'll start learning and growing in that, right? And I have some tutorials, as I said, on Athena, QuickSight, this, that, architecture. So if you want to try, please go and try that out. All right, I'm gonna end the video here. It has been a wonderful time here. If I haven't answered any of your questions, I'm sorry. I'll try to come next time and try to answer all your questions. With that being said, guys, keep smiling, keep programming, and do expect some fantastic, amazing tutorials on Elasticsearch, Logstash, AWS, cloud. That's the future, right? Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the upcoming next video. Stay safe, stay healthy. Make sure, when I say healthy, that is mentally and physically both, right? Take breaks at time when needed, okay? Thank you.